mind flayer. Yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the absolute.
And so we should swoon and offer a kiss, abomination? I would not even know where to place it.
If I'd known you would be so open-minded, I would have saved myself a lot of effort. But I'm glad you're not here to judge. It's like I said before, I'm just like you. An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure, to a colony of mind flayers who could change me to what I am now. I saw the one knew me as the absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started anew in my own city. I sustained myself on criminals, unglamorous, but there were plenty of them, red and mist, and they fueled me when I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stanley. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what it really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Baldur. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the grave, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. Indeed, his hubris knows no bounds. To enslave me, that was his nature. But to enslave an elder brain, a questionable decision. I shall look forward to sharing his downfall with him. Prince Orpheus, son of the first leader of the Githyanki. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus' mother to bring about the fall of the Mythic Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and the power never reached for him. When Orpheus' mother left, the usurper took her place. Raketh declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Raketh wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never left. They were close to making me whole, Prince. And if they had succeeded, you would be merciful. I am relieved you have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. A very good question. one that I have been unable to answer. That Orpheus lives at all is rumors to Valkyrie. She has done everything in her power to keep its existence a secret. And that Gortash and the Chosen found out about it. This was impossible to explain. But it was important enough to them that Gortash sent me to retrieve it. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returned. I followed the feeling inside and found Orpheus. I realized what the prison was for. Containment. While my body was within the prison's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the elder, the chosen. Better yet, I could hide till I withdrew them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You. That would be a terrible idea. The moment he is free, he will attack you. Your only defense will be to kill him. And in so doing, you would doom us both.
Even though he is subdued and fleeing Orpheus's reflection, a pulsing hatred that cannot be contained. The Emperor is telling the truth. To him, you are just another wretched illithid.
You carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is concerned, you are already a lithid, a sworn enemy, just like me. I'm glad you think so. I agree. But there is one thing that you have that I do not. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. Yours continues to limit you. As an illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change.
He kills people, he hangs them for people to see him on display. This is just crazy. He's just...
I am pleased to hear that. You will do very well as an illithid. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle while continuing to preserve your independence. The transformation will not be complete. The physical alteration in particular will only be partial. But your potential will certainly be amplified. Would you like to do it? Would you like to evolve?
Then he steps out into the hallway and he fights these other two guys. Then he
Wow.
fights another 5 Chinese guys. Then he
Certainly
fights
brave of
Russian.
you.
Then he goes
Say
after the
that
king
much.
Japanese
You
guy.
continue
Guy
to
tries to kill him with a
surprise me.
sword. Bruce Lee has to do his
Your
job.
mind
And then
is
he goes back to school.
truly
He turns
something
himself in.
special.
At the end, this would really get you.
Now,
He makes the
hold
promise
out your
that
hand.
if he turned himself in for the lives that he took, then he won't mess with the school no more. So it's the last scene. He's walking out. And they open the doors. He's got no shirt on. He's fucking balls, man. Because one scene with the cop.
It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another.
He is acting emotionally. He walks out. There's all these cops with guns. And instead of going back in, Bruce Lee runs at him and they shoot. That's how the movie ends. So you never know if Bruce Lee's dead or alive. It's a mind-boggling movie. And I know that it affected me in the way it affected other people because people still fucking talk about it. But it's just one of the best movies he did. And it's so weird that Herbie always said, well, how did he die? You know, it was so mysterious to what happened. This is my take on it over the years. He was involved in this kind of deal in
The tadpole screams for growth with painful intensity. It has been starved of life, of purpose. It welcomes your probing like a void waiting to be filled. If you let it, it will evolve you, just as the Emperor said.
all of a sudden he mysteriously dies. He goes to some girl's house. He ate an aspirin. His brain swelled up. He died at 33 years old, right before the movie got released. I mean, and it was just fucking amazing. I remember being a kid and seeing the casket, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Coburn, Steve McQueen, all his casket guys. And you just burn inside.
Through your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite. When your allies see what you can do, I hope you encourage them to try it for themselves. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain and bring it under our control.
His father was very superstitious. And his father tells him that when he was a kid, they used to dress him up as girls. Because the spirit wouldn't come and confuse the spirit. Abiku will always come back and get you unless you do something. And some religions, some cultures know what to do. Even when a woman has a lot of miscarriages, that means she's Abiku. That's an African word. That means that there's something not right. You have to come to terms with something. You have to pay a debt from your previous life or something.
Illithids are monstrous creatures. But in the end, they are only that. Creatures. And if it can, a parasite will keep its host fat, happy, and safe. Until it is finished feeding, at least. Am I comforting you? I am not comforting myself. Use the Emperor as it would use you. Or discard it. My days of doubting you are done.
Whew. Quite the rug pull, eh? A mind flayer manipulating us this whole time. Such creatures are not to be trusted as a general rule, though this one does appear to have had a significant hand in our survival up to this point. At best, an ally whose motivations remain shrouded in deceit. We should be wary of what such an alliance may cost us. I can only imagine what I could do were I to adopt the biology of a mind flayer. It certainly doesn't seem to have done you any harm. Or rather, you've not yet done me any harm. Still, there are undoubtedly risks to such a transformation. If this is what the fates have offered to aid our cause, then who am I to refuse? I'll take your tadpole. Let's see what it has to offer.
Life pulses from within. The parasite's thoughts whisper at the edge of your mind. It wants to share itself with you. It wants to be let in.
Go on. Don't be afraid. It only wants to help you evolve.
The tadpole screams for growth with painful intensity. It has been starved of life, of purpose. It welcomes your probing like a void waiting to be filled. If you let it, it will evolve you. Just as the Emperor said. Your thoughts swirl with possibility. Your body strengthened, your mind bolstered, your very self expanded. All within your reach, if you open your mind to the parasite. A coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
Perhaps, once the others see what you can do, they will consider trying it for themselves.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something? Yes. But also no. I felt like the world had been upended. But it also made perfect sense. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shah denied to me. Not if you enjoy having your head attached to your neck. We'd better. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to. You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me. On one hand, they seem useful. But on the other hand, or perhaps tentacle before long, we know where they're coming from, and what lies at the end of that path. I never expected ceremorphosis to be tempting. I think we should resist these powers. There's simply too many unknowns for us to risk it. Well, perhaps you have a point. Fine. Let's explore these powers then. I just hope we don't come to regret it. I haven't even dared to use the more benign forms of illithid powers. Do you really think I'm eager to jump to the next step? Do you know what this entails? Well, of course you do. But I don't want that for myself. Fine.
Life pulses from within. The parasite's thoughts whisper at the edge of your mind. It wants to share itself with you. It wants to be let in.
Go on. Don't be afraid. It only wants to help you evolve.
A coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens. Its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
Perhaps, once the others see what you can do, they will consider trying it for themselves.
Be honest. What do you think of the new look? Well, I'm glad someone does. Perhaps I'll get used to it. I have a lot to get used to right now.
One of my eyes might be made of stone, but that doesn't mean I'm blind to the obvious. I hope Lae'zel makes you happy. It was more than just dancing to me. I don't resent you for closing the door, but I'm sad I'll never know what's on the other side of it. I think that unknowable powers come with unknowable consequences. I can't say I'm not curious. But once you've taken a illithid by the talon, there's no telling how deep into the abyss it might drag you.
Still, I am the frontier's avowed protector. New dangers require new skills to vanquish them. If the tadpole must be my curse, then let the powers it grants me be the Sword Coast's blessing. I will consume what I must to make it so. Yes, and at a great cost, partial ceremorphosis. I won't begrudge you your choice. As for me, though, I'm not ready. I might never be. No, this is one offer I won't be taking.
Your parasite communes with Blazars. Her heart races as she learns of the events inside the astral prism.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet. Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of Vlaakith. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the Archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed Vlaakith our ruler. The first Vlaakith of many. It is Vlaakith 157 whom my people now call Queen. Yes. Our current queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle. Or so the Varshas teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps. We meet Voss in the city, and we obtain the key to freeing Orpheus from his prison. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way. Mark my words, this power would be no blessing, but a curse. You might as well ask me to gouge out my eyes for the promise of sight, or slice off my tongue for the promise of taste. Consume all the Geich tadpoles you wish. I'm not so craven. Perhaps
No, that's absurd. When the tadpole has stretched to every pore and slithered through every vein, what am I to do then? It won't hear my screams. It won't care if I beg. I will be remade in its image. My own might will sustain me. I have no need of this depraved power. You're wasting your... It also promises to break us beyond repair. This ossified parasite does not make us more, but less. Do you not feel the cold where once there was heat? The void where your soul once resided? I can feel them. The might, the vigor, the possibilities. The Elder Brain could be the harbinger of the grand design and the doom of the Githyanki. The end time of the 16 planes will be upon us, and the Astral will be the first to fall. Very well. I will accept what this damnable Gaterock has to offer. Yisk Githkar Tafki Crashet.
Love Shadowheart's new look. Softer, less... Yes, and at a great... I won't begrudge you your choice. As for me, though, I'm not ready. I might never be. Gods, yes. I can feel its energy, its essence filling me to near bursting. Very well. I will avail myself of the Astral Tadpole's powers.
I wasn't expecting it, but I'm glad to have some company on this journey. All's well, I hope? Aside from the obvious.
If you're sure.
Fine.
Well met. That's the spirit.
Something... Bah. It eludes me.
Sharp as ever.
Still alive, so that's progress.
Well met.
Shadowheart walks a little freer of the shadows. Ask it. More than I... Then, who am I speaking to? You have far more... Do not be... And if it wriggles free, you'll find it still has teeth.
Gods.
A mind flayer's been getting their tentacles all over our dreams this whole time. I'm really not sure about putting any trust at all in this thing. It's already shown itself a liar. I've got my eyes on the Emperor, and Karlach doesn't blink. Gods, Shadowheart looks like a stack of gold. Never thought I could get so excited about someone's forehead, but here we are. You saw the extent of Flo's friendship. She'll lend you a hand, long as she can crush your spirit while she's at it. I knew never to let my guard down around her. She always made me laugh, even when I least wanted to. If she'd been completely different from who she was, we might have been real friends. Nothing worth reading. Cambion manipulation at its most obvious. I guess she did. Much as it makes me want to puke to admit it. Devils, you know. Fucking devils. They really screw with you, don't they? Soldier? You really did it, huh? Not worried about adding more illithid into the mix? Well, what can I say? You look fine, smell fine, seem fine. And yet, you're more mind flayer than ever. Hope you don't expect me to follow your lead in this. Do they? I'm not sure either of us can say one way or the other. We don't know what the costs might be just yet. How do you do that? Always making sense when I least want you to. Fine. I'll keep an open mind, all right? I can promise that much. Now, are we done here?
When I first met you, saving yourself from Ceramorphosis was your greatest wish. And yet now, you've stepped closer to embracing it. I trust your leadership and respect your decisions, but I truly hope this is not something we come to regret. I've been, but honest, what would you like to know? Anytime. It seems like you...
There's no more shadowed in name.
Nice as it is, she still doesn't have the best hair in the camp. Don't look at me like... The answer is no. No.
Capability, alacrity, quickness. The feeling the world was made for you. Such is the potential of the illithid kind. He sees it, yet he fears it still. As you pick apart his mind, you discover his worst memory. That which brings him the purest terror. Complete solitude after being disobedient. Sealed, buried alive. Voiceless. Will this be forever? A year of horror, then the release. He will never disobey again.
Damn it. Damn you. All right. I'll do it. Hello. What can I do for you?
You smell very delicious, but I will not bite you. Nice here. The caves, yes. Fun. Ooh, more.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum. Jenna! And my cat is Grub. He's shy. I'm not. My mum is called Emery. She went to go get some herbs for her spots. She was sick, and she was supposed to come back the same day. That was last 10 day, though. Thank you so much. I don't have anything, and you can't do anything without any coin. I'll pay you back when I find my mum.
Nearly there now. There is so you see the city up on the hill.
It's up there, and we're down here.
That's why we need to walk just a little more. One foot in front of the other.
Think about it. There's some here with no coin and nothing to do.
Instant.
You're going to hire.
Nowhere. The place was empty. Keep those thugs away from my family.
Danuvia! Get these squatters out of my house now!
Arthur, sweetheart, you paid me and my boys to be caravan guards, not cattle wranglers. If you want us to get our hands dirty, it'd be our pleasure. But that'll be extra.
I just want to remove these unlawful interlopers from my property.
My point exactly.
They're like kobolds. You let one in and soon the place will be crawling with them. I'm a very magnanimous individual, but this is my home! Either they leave, or I'll make them. Threatening me? Zenobia, why are you just standing there? Do what I'm paying you for!
You paid us to protect you and your high-quality merchandise on the road. And we've since arrived at our destination. As I said, anything else is extra.
Ugh. This is the last time I hire someone from the guild. Fine. Here's the extra. Finish the job. Now, please show this meddler some of that famous Rivington hospitality.
Still breathing, despite everything. With haste.
Forthwith.
Good move. This is good.
you'll be well.
Can't even catch my breath. All right, what now? No one stopped me yet.
You see, those animals are out of the picture. Can we stay now? Or are you going to turn us next? I don't want to take charity from some stranger. But I will. For the sake of my daughter, thank you. We'll get going as soon as we've got our things together.
All right. You won. You won. What more do you want from me? At long last. I've got so much to do now, I'd really better get on with it. Excuse me, would you?
Well, it's the right thing to do, isn't it? Everyone deserves the chance to make some money.
I go away for a few days and the place is ruined. Did they take my grandmother's candelabra?
What in the hells was that?
Felt like a quake fit to topple Ramazeth's tower.